Hello guys, Furball the Hammy here again. This video will be about helping you guys to help get to your Slayer level 7 quests, such as your Slayer level 7 Savan, Tarantula and Revenant, up to level 7 or up to any level as quickly as you possibly can. But please do note that the video isn't gonna help you get level 7 Savan, Revenant or Tarantula within a day. That's impossible. So yeah, but my tips here would help you have an easier time as to getting to whatever desired Slayer level you want. And with that, let's begin with the video. First tip that I would like to begin with would be a route. So yes, very simply put, find a route for every Slayer in the ruins, in the spider's den, or even in the howling caves, or even in the crypts where the crypt ghouls spawn. It's better to always have a route. So basically, you might have this question, right? How do you exactly plan a route for your Slayers? When planning a route for every single Slayer, whether it be Savan, Tarantula, or Revenant, you need to consider the spawning spots of every location within the Spider's Den, Ruins, Howling Caves, and the Crypt to take note of the spots which respawns 3 or more mobs every like 15 to 20 seconds, and or high-level mobs such as voracious spiders, golden ghouls, old wolves, and so of the alphas. So before you plan a route, you want to consider studying the spots of the spider's den and all of the other Slayer places, and to find out which places has the highest mob density, which spawns the most amount of wolves, spiders, or zombies, as well as to find out the places which spawn the high level mobs such as the old wolves and etc. So after you find out those spots, you then want to plan a route which will go through all of these hot spots, which will allow you to efficiently kill high level mobs and or a lot of mobs with your Runan's bow and etc. The reason why planning a route is important is because generally I've seen many players who run around in circles, especially in the spider's den, whereby they don't consider going up or going down the spider's den, so they end up running around one floor of the spider's den and they don't fully utilize the spawn rates of the spiders in the entire spider's den, which includes the higher floors and the lower floors as well. So whenever planning a route, do consider every single spot which has a high mob density and or high level mob spawning, and to make sure that you go through every single one of these spots whenever you create a path. So what is the second tip I have for you guys? The second tip I have for you guys will be to complete every single tier of Slayer possible first. Very simply put, you know how you get extra combat XP whenever you kill a tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 boss? Like, if you look at your Slayer's menu, which I will show you on screen right now, you will realize that whenever you kill a tier 1, whenever you kill your first tier 1 Slayer boss, tier 2 or tier 3 Slayer boss, you gain a plus 1 permanent % combat XP buff. And for tier 4s, when you do successfully kill your first tier 4 boss, you get a permanent plus 2% combat XP buff permanently. This is relatively large. So essentially, if you're able to kill tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, Revenant, Savan, and Tarantula, you will get plus 9% combat XP. However, if you have cleared tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, Revenant, Tarantula, and Savan, you will get a permanent plus 15% combat XP, which will make you grind a lot faster. So do consider to take into account and to maybe call a friend down, or even me in my Discord server if it's convenient for me. I can help you kill a tier 4 boss for you to get the extra 2% combat XP. So you guys will be asking, so what, right? Like, I mean, I kill every single tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 boss, I get plus 9% combat XP. So what if I kill every single tier 4 boss? It's only plus 6% extra combat XP. Now, I know you guys on the surface level might think it isn't very significant, but I would like to say that whenever you do Slayers, or in the late game or even in the end game like me, you are doing over 200, 300, 400, 500, and even 1,000 Slayers in your entire Hypixel Skyblock career. So even if with that 6% extra combat XP, you save yourself by killing like 3 less spiders, 3 less wolves, and you save yourself like 5 seconds, right? every single Slayer boss. Whenever you do like 500 Slayers, the extra 5 seconds that you save actually makes a relatively huge difference, whereby the extra time you get and you save, you can actually put that time back into grinding more of the Slayer bosses, or to just do your own thing outside of Skyblock. And personally, I believe that there is no harm in asking a friend to help you clean up a tier 4, or to help you kill a tier 4 in fact, just to help you get the extra combat XP permanently. There is no shame in doing that, honestly. It only brings you benefits, right? So yeah, you might as well just call on a friend or me if you think that you need help killing a tier 4 boss to get an extra combat XP to help you grind Slayers slightly faster. If that out of the way, I will be moving on to the next tip. Tip number 3, call on a friend. Now, this call on a friend tip doesn't involve you calling a friend to help you kill a tier 4 boss and stuff. Like, that one is a previous tip. This tip is relatively different. Now, I know you guys might be questioning what I'm saying right now, and you guys might be asking, wouldn't what I be saying be counterintuitive? Because there are only that many mobs that are spawned per second. So if you call your friend in, you essentially add one more person to your lobby, which wouldn't that result in slower kills? Like, yes, I understand your worries and etc. It is only true for very experienced players. So, very experienced players are players who can easily solo any boss on their own, mini boss, raid mini bosses, and etc. If you're not the experienced of a player, or someone who just worked on Slayers, or you're just a novice at Slayers, you probably can't do that much damage, and thus calling on a friend to help you speed up killing the process of your boss will be a lot more effective than you genuinely think. Furthermore, under times of duress, such as a lag or a random critical hit from Savant, which results in you lowering your health to a critical point where you may actually die, if your friend is nearby and in the same lobby as you, your friend can actually step in to help buy the aggro from your boss and to buy you time. This is especially helpful for newbies who just started Slayers and are not fully aware of the boss's mechanics. Having a friend to tag along can potentially save you not only time for killing bosses, but also save you from failing a quest. So it is a lot more significant than you think, because if you fail a quest, not only do you lose the current coins in your purse, you also lose the 50,000 coins that you use to summon the boss. And I think that, yes, although to a certain extent, if you call on a friend to help you, you may end up taking an extra 10 seconds or so to summon the boss because your friend might compete with you. But if you only have 2 people in a lobby, the magnitude of competition really isn't that big. At best, it might be a delay of 10 seconds. And that delay is insignificant when compared to you losing 50,000 coins, not getting the drops, and losing your purse money or breaking your piggy bank. Like, honestly, I would rather take the 10-second delay rather than have like a 20% chance to lose my Slayer boss or to lose 50,000 coins. So yeah, and lastly, also do not forget that whenever you kill a boss, you also gain combat XP, which will then feed into the XP you require to summon a boss. So for example, if I'm working with my friend in the ruins to kill Savant Packmasters, and let's say he summons a tier 4 boss, he needs help with it. I slay the Savant Packmaster boss for him, I get the last hit on it, and I get the combat XP, which will in turn help me summon my Savant Packmaster boss slightly faster. So honestly, if you call a friend in, it might technically help you summon the boss faster, or like, yeah, technically it could if you guys work together and you guys actually give each other the final hit to get the combat XP from killing the boss. It may actually make you clear your Slayer bosses marginally faster, and on top of that, it will also help you summon the boss marginally faster. So do consider that, and on top of that, you would be less at a worry of dying to a Slayer boss. So yeah, out of all of those tips, I think calling on a friend could be relatively useful, and is very useful for players who are struggling to consistently kill Slayer bosses back to back to back, and are not exactly always capable of killing a boss without dying. So the final tip I have for you guys today, it would actually be potions. So yeah, I know you guys might be saying, but I don't have access to splashes in my guild. Like, for example, if you're a mid-game player or you're an early late-game player, you might not be qualified enough to join a late-game guild which has splashes, which you then can leech in those splashes to get like 15 splashes with like 15 effects with like critical strength, speed, adrenaline, and like magic find strength. So I mean, not everyone has access to god splashes. So It is still the best if you have access to these God Splashes and all the 15 effects, but however, if you do not have access to such benefits, do consider brewing your own potions. Now, the potions I will recommend for you guys to brew to help speed up your progress for Slayers would be Speed, Adrenaline, Dodge, along with Rabbit, or you can pick the Experience Potion brewed with the Vikings tier, which gives you a plus 10% additional combat XP, which will in turn help you summon the boss 10% faster. So yeah, do consider that if you are brewing your own potions. So yeah, you guys will be asking, why don't I brew like 15 potions and drink all of them myself? The thing is, in Hypixel Skyblock, you are only limited to 3 potion effects if you drink the potions yourself. So yeah, I would highly recommend speed potions that give you speed or like vertical mobility like Rabbit, and maybe the experience potion in the Vikings tier to help you summon the boss slightly faster since it gives more combat XP. Now, you guys might be wondering as to why I don't recommend potions such as strength or critical as much as speed potions. Why, you may ask? It is mainly due to the fact that you can probably kill any mini boss with ease, and against actual bosses, you may have a strength and critical potions, right? But at best, they may only save you like a few extra hits. Like for example, if I have critical potions or strength potions and I kill a tier 4 Tarantula Broodfather, it takes me like 10 seconds less, right? But the thing is, you will spend the bulk of your time in Slayers to actually grind the mobs to summon the boss, right? Like to grind the spiders, to grind the wolves, or to grind the zombies. You will spend the majority of your time killing all of these mobs to summon the boss. So in general, you will be spending more time actually trying to summon the boss than actually to kill the boss. So you guys should consider putting speed potions, because speed potions allows you to move around faster, and thus will help you kill more mobs per second, which will in turn help you summon the Slayer bosses a lot quicker. I hope you guys take that into consideration and to actually consider using speed potions rather than damage potions and strength potions, which increases your damage output. You may also consider using magic find potions if you can afford it. So yeah, with that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Furball the Hammy, and I hope my tips helped you guys out. Furball the Hammy, signing out.